Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Tuesday. It is the 21st of January, and Tom is frozen.
I am frozen. Oh my, I'll tell you, that is brutal. You need 27 layers today. You're going to look like the blimp.
Yeah, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, the Michelin Man. You'll be so puffed up. But it's the only way you're going to stay warm. If you're working outside, I don't envy you at all.
No, it's freezing. It actually feels like minus 28 right now through much of the GTA. So we're in wind chill advisories slash warnings throughout the area. Temperatures right now are actually, I don't even know where to describe it. Let's just show you the temperatures. We're at much of southern Ontario. I'm expecting those to push a little bit further south as well. I know I did my auto start this morning and my car went, eh.
You hear a little whimper. I know. I know, it's not good.
All right, well, try your best to stay warm today. Yesterday, Great Lakes. How long will it continue? Well, I'm going to have those details coming up in your long-range forecast. But first, let's take a look at the roads with Tom. Well, it's staying cold right through the remainder of the week. We're looking at temperatures feeling closer to the minus 20s for tomorrow and into Thursday. Friday, we bump up to minus 9, and then we could see another shot of snow over the weekend. Well, if you're thinking, that's it, I'm tired of the cold, I need to go somewhere warm, take a look at some of these areas. It's raining in Jamaica, but at least it's hot. Through Montego Bay, we're seeing 28 degrees. In through Mexico, gorgeous conditions. Acapulco, 32. Puerto Vallarta getting up to 31 with tons of sun. In through Panama City, we've got overcast conditions, but still really warm. Antigua, 29, overcast. Cuba looks fantastic. Tons of sunshine and 24 degrees for Havana. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It's the 21st of January. And Tom, rejoice. It's only 57 days until spring.
I can't talk. We're so frozen together. So how long?
57 days.
Oh, 57 days.
Yeah,
Okay.
57 days.
Yeah, anyway, it's freezing outside.
It's cold.
If you have hot paws, you know those little hot, put them all over.
I gave some to Kevin.
I know he's going to need them.
He is going to need them. He's heading downtown this morning to talk to those of you that are going to be on your commute and not loving the cold temperatures. Some people are embracing it. Some people love the cold. Some people actually move here for cold winters. Remember, Kevin talked to that girl yesterday from Brazil, and she actually moved to Canada for the winter because she can't handle the heat.
She got on the wrong flight.
No.
Yeah. Do you feel this moisture just coming out of your skin? Just out of your skin?
A little bit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to see maybe a bit of sunshine, too, which is not going to help at all.
Well, it could be worse.
Could
you
it?
have to look at the bright side, Tom.
What is the bright side?
That it's sunny. And that you have a nice warm home to get into and stay warm. Think of all the people that don't have
Well, no,
that.
That's true. And there's a lot of people who are going into the shelters,
Exactly.
of course, cold weather alert out there. So people using the shelters, and rightly so.
Now, yesterday was chill. So getting around yesterday was tough. Today is going to be even tougher. We have got the details on how long this cold air is going to sit over southern Ontario in your long range. But first, Tom, what's going on the QEW right now? It's cold. We're looking at minus 14 for tomorrow and into Thursday, feeling closer to the minus 20s. We don't start to warm up until the weekend, and then we could see a little bit of snow. It's still going. Coming up, the latest plume from Mount Sinabung and what it's doing to Indonesia. Again, or still, Mount Sinabung pumps out more smoke and ash. No rest from winter's wallop as rain drenches Italy. We'll get to those stories in a moment, but we'll start right here at home where the cold, clear air created a beautiful skyline last night. This latest shot out of Indonesia shows Mount Sinabung isn't slowing down. It's been erupting on and off for 4 months, and in the past few weeks alone, it's erupted hundreds of times, thousands of more. There's so much ash coming from the volcano, it's triggered a spike in respiratory infections among evacuees. Several days of heavy rain in northwestern Italy has flooded out Medina. We'll take a look at our long-range forecasts, talk about the cold in just a few moments, but first, here's Tom Reynolds with traffic. A hot breakfast and a hot cup of coffee is certainly what you're going to need this morning with these temperatures. Sitting comfortably at -19 through Toronto. Freezing, especially when you factor in those winds. It's actually feeling more like the mid-20s. -24 through Barrie this morning. We're looking at -23 through Orangeville. It gets a little milder as you get further south. Down towards Windsor, we're looking at -14. It's cold, cold, cold to the east. Brockville, -28. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday, it's the 21st of January, and we are smack dab in the middle of the deep freeze.
And we're bringing you weather. Lots of cold weather. Yes, lots and lots and lots of cold weather.
But this weekend, we could see some snow. 5 to 10 centimeters, possibly.
What's the temperature going to be?
Cold.
That's cold. Yeah, lots of cold weather. With a dash of snow. How's that? Yeah, well, it is brutal out there. If you're working outside, I don't envy you. Make sure you wear 27 layers.
Wind chill warning in place. It's actually feeling more like the -20s to the -30s.
Feeling pretty darn cold in spite of the sun, but at least it's blue sky.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those days where you can be comfortably inside and look out and
That's
think,
right.
oh, what a beautiful sunny day.
Let the sun shine through the window and hit you on the inside.
You can be like a cat. You know how the cats always find like that little spot of sun?
I can't sit on the windowsill anymore.
Why?
It's too big.
I wasn't going to go there. I was going to let you.
I know.
Yesterday was cold. It wasn't as cold as today, but we did still see temperatures. Be outside. Make sure you're staying active. I know a lot of people that do work outside. They're prepared for these kind of conditions, but if you're not, I don't know, jumping jacks at the GO train station, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, your long range is coming up. We'll let you know about the snow this weekend, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Cold, and we're going to see some snow this weekend. So we've got temperatures sitting into the mid-teens for tomorrow and into Thursday, feeling like the -20s. Still going to be really cold on Friday, but we do have a next system coming in. This is going to potentially bring us 5 to 10 centimeters of snow over the weekend. We stay cold right until Sunday. Think layers today. Think lots and lots of layers. Try to reduce the amount of exposed skin. And if you do have to be outside this morning, make sure you're staying active. I would love to see pictures of your cold weather tweets, so send them to me at EmilyTWN. All right, let's get into things and talk about some snow. Now, we have been seeing squalls coming off the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. So if you do have travel plans through Exeter, through Goderich today, through Strathroy and over towards Sarnia, expect to see some pretty intense snow bands continuing through the afternoon and even into tomorrow. It's going to be really intense. Some areas have already seen quite a bit of snow because of those northerly winds that are coming off the lakes. They're not quite frozen yet, so that's where we're seeing all of this moisture. Temperatures are absolutely frigid today. We're talking temperatures into the -teens, but actually feeling like the -20s. So this afternoon, we're bumping up from like what's feeling like -28 to -30 this morning to -26. So not a huge warm up. Keep that in mind if you do have outdoor activities planned. You may want to reschedule them if you can. It's going to feel like -27 in Newmarket and -30 in Barrie. Talk about frostbite for a minute. Wind chill hazards. But still, you really need to be prepared for this cold weather. You don't want to spend a lot of time outside. Now, if you do think you have frostbite, health officials call the warning signs, or what you can kind of look for, as the 4 Ps. The first one, it's going to be pink, reddish in color. That's the first sign. Your skin is going to, it's going to be bright. Pain, then it becomes very painful. The third sign, patches, white, waxy feeling patches on your skin. And then number 4 is prickles. The area feels kind of numb, like you have pins and needles. So if you think you have frostbite and you have any of these signs, please seek help immediately. Again, it is going to be cold today, so really prepare yourself for these extreme cold temperatures. In your long range forecast, I have good news and I have bad news. So stay with us for both of those. And here's Tom now with an update on traffic. What can we expect? Snow on the way for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those details coming up in your long range. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. It's the 21st of January. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is so cold, we have a wind chill warning in place throughout the lower Great Lakes. Temperatures feeling closer to the mid-20s, not only for this morning, but into the afternoon. So looking at our temperatures, we're sitting comfortably. -20 right now for the city of Toronto. -24 in Barrie. We're looking at -22 through Oshawa. -19 through Brantford. -24 in Orangeville. And it's almost balmy in St. Catharines in comparison. We're looking at -14. All right, it's cold. You want want to get away, where to? Where can you get the most bang for your buck? Here's Kasia Badurka to tell us why.
People are getting depressed. They're getting the winter blues, so it's time to get away at the Flight Center in Erin Mills. We're joined by Kristen Armstrong. Kristen, where does everybody want to go from the GTA right now?
I'm already packed. Thanks, Kasia. All right, winter comfort tips. It's cold, and we're going to check in with Kevin right now. Kevin, downtown, how does it feel right now? So I don't think Kevin can hear me. His ears are frozen closed. So we're going to check back in with Kevin in just a few moments. You can tell it looked kind of cold, didn't it? But first, we're going to check in with Tom. He's got an update on traffic. It's all about the heat and the sunshine. Temperatures look fantastic through much of Mexico. And through Puerto Vallarta, we're looking at 31, tons of sun. Through Cancun, 25 and sunny. Punta Cana through the Dominican looks good, 29, lots of sun. If you're off to Jamaica, some rain, but still warm, 28 degrees. And through the Bahamas and through Nassau, we're looking at 26, tons of sunshine. Oh, everywhere looks pretty good. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It is the 21st of January, and it is absolutely freezing.
Freezing, and it's a terrible day on the highways. We've got a lot of crashes out there. We've got a problem on the Gardner, major delay there. We've got a closure of the QEW westbound. I may have another problem up on the 401 at Dixie, so we'll update all of these. And injuries involved in all of them, and emergency crews on the scene. So it's a terrible day to be outside.
All right, well, before we check with Kevin, who is outside, Kevin's been joining us downtown this morning. He is braving the elements. And Kevin, it has got to be absolutely frigid. Are you seeing a lot of people on the street or not so much? No, it's going to stay cold forever. It will eventually warm up in about 57 days because that is when spring arrives. Minus 14 tomorrow, feeling like minus 20. It'll feel closer to minus 23 for Thursday. And then Friday, our next system comes in, and this one's going to be bringing us a decent amount of snow. Right now, we're looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters throughout the GTA, so roads could be a little slick, and it is staying cold over the weekend. Minus 13 by Saturday and minus 13 by Sunday. The weekend, I know it's only Tuesday, but we're starting to see a system coming in that is going to give us a little bit of snow. Well, it is winter, isn't it? Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Emily Vukovic. Lots to talk about, including the cold temperatures and potential for snow on the weekend. We do have a wind chill warning in place throughout southern Ontario. Temperatures feeling closer to the minus 20s to minus 30s this morning. It is going to be cold right into the weekend. We're going to see the potential for some snow Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, with all of this talk of cold air and temperatures that are plummeting and snow, you might want to get away. Travel maybe, somewhere hot. Where do you think you can get the most bang for your buck? Well, Kasia Badurka found out.
People are getting depressed. They're getting the winter blues, so it's time to get away at the Flight Center in Erin Mills. We're joined by Kristen Armstrong. Kristen, where does everybody want to go from the GTA right now?
Thanks, Kasia. Well, winter comfort tips, how to stay warm in these types of conditions. We'll talk about how long these cold temperatures will last in your long range, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, if you're thinking, that's it, I'm tired of the cold, I need to go somewhere warm, take a look at some of these areas. It's raining in Jamaica, but at least it's hot. Through Montego Bay, we're seeing 28 degrees. In through Mexico, gorgeous conditions. Acapulco, 32. Puerto Vallarta getting up to 31 with tons of sun. In through Panama City, we've got overcast conditions, but still really warm. Antigua, 29, overcast. Cuba looks fantastic. Tons of sunshine at 24 degrees for Havana. Good morning. It's Tuesday. It's the 21st of January. Thank you for joining us here on the Weather Network. Two big stories this morning. Cold and freezing.
And major crashes on both on the 401 westbound and on the QEW westbound.
That's three major stories.
That's four, isn't it?
I guess if you separate the traffic
okay.
too.
All right.
Kevin Yard is joining us, braving the elements in downtown Toronto, feeling closer to the mid minus 20s to the low minus 30s when you factor in the wind. Kevin, how are people coping with this cold? Gotta love people that love the cold, right? Wind chill warning in place throughout southern Ontario. Keep in mind wind chill values feeling like the mid -20s this afternoon to the low -30s. Staying warm in these types of conditions is incredibly important. We do have hazards of frostbite, and that can occur in about 10 to 30 minutes, depending on where you are. So keep that in mind if you're heading out, waiting for a bus this morning, going to go transit. Just try your best to stay warm. All right, well, talk about your long-range forecast. We'll let you know about some potential snow this weekend. But first, here's Tom with traffic.
Now with Emily.
Cold, staying cold right into the weekend. We're talking wind chills feeling closer to the -20s, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's our next big event. We could see anywhere between 5 to 10 centimeters of snow, making roads a little dicey, especially when it's this cold. It's still going. Coming up, the latest plume from Mount Singabung and what it's doing to Indonesia. Bitterly cold. Bundle up this morning. We're talking layer upon layer upon layer to keep yourself out of these brutally cold winds. Eye on the weekends. Snow in the forecast? Potentially. Could see about 5 to 10 centimeters throughout the GTA. Details in your long range. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It's January the 21st, and it is freezing. Arctic air pushing its way through southern Ontario, giving us wind chill values of the -20s to -30s. And we have a wind chill warning in place. If you're thinking, ooh, okay, I need to get out of this cold, where are the most popular destinations for me to get to? Well, Kasha has the answer. Anywhere hot and sunny, really. I already have my bags packed. Kevin joins us downtown Toronto, and he's been talking to folks about how they're dealing with these cold conditions. And Kevin, how's everybody coping so far? Well, if you're thinking, that's it, I'm tired of the cold, I need to go somewhere warm, take a look at some of these areas. It's raining in Jamaica, but at least it's hot. Through Montego Bay, we're seeing 28 degrees. In through Mexico, gorgeous conditions. Acapulco, 32. Puerto Vallarta getting up to 31 with tons of sun. In through Panama City, we've got overcast conditions, but still really warm. Antigua, 29, overcast. Cuba looks fantastic, tons of sunshine, and 24 degrees for Havana. Think layers today. Think lots and lots of layers. Try to reduce the amount of exposed skin. And if you do have to be outside this morning, make sure you're staying active. I would love to see pictures of your cold weather tweets, so send them to me at EmilyTWN. All right, let's get into things and talk about some snow. Now, we have been seeing squalls coming off the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. So if you do have travel plans through Exeter, through Goderich today, through Strathroy and over towards Sarnia, expect to see some pretty intense snow bands continuing through the afternoon and even into tomorrow. It's going to be really intense. Some areas have already seen quite a bit of snow because of those northerly winds that are coming off the lakes. They're not quite frozen yet, so that's where we're seeing all this moisture. Temperatures are absolutely frigid today. We're talking temperatures into the -teens, but actually feeling like the -20s. So this afternoon, we're bumping up from like what's feeling like -28 to -30 this morning to -26. So not a huge warm up. Keep that in mind if you do have outdoor activities planned. You may want to reschedule them if you can. It's going to feel like -27 in Newmarket and -30 in Barrie. Talk about frostbite for a minute. Wind chill hazards. To be prepared for this cold weather, you don't want to spend a lot of time outside. Now, if you do think you have frostbite, health officials call the warning signs, or what you can kind of look for, as the 4 Ps. The first one is going to be pink, reddish in color. That's the first sign. Your skin is going to, it's going to be bright. Pain. Then it becomes very painful. The third sign, patches, white, waxy feeling patches on your skin. And then number 4 is prickles. The area feels kind of numb, like you have pins and needles. So if you think you have frostbite and you have any of these signs, please seek help immediately. Again, it is going to be cold today, so really prepare yourself for these extreme cold temperatures. In your long range forecast, I have good news and I have bad news. So stay with us for both of those. And here's Tom now with an update on traffic. Bitterly cold. Oh, we could think of many adjectives to describe the conditions this morning. Now, over the weekend, we're looking ahead that far. Yeah, I know it's only Tuesday, but we're keeping our eye on it because we do have a system approaching that could be giving us some fairly decent amounts of snowfall. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It is January the 21st, and it's freezing. That's right. Tom Reynolds is actually not standing beside me anymore because he's just too cold that he's just huddled up with a blanket in the corner. No, that's not really true. But at night as well, it was clear, it was crisp. We saw the moon this morning coming in. Burr, however. It is cold. An extreme cold weather alert has been issued. Wind chill warnings in place throughout the lower Great Lakes, feeling closer to the -20s and -30s when you factor in the wind. We're going to join Kevin now. He is the bravest man I know this morning. He's been hanging out in downtown Toronto talking to folks about how they are dealing with these cold temperatures. And Kevin, I keep seeing you try and grab somebody. No one wants to stop to talk. Hi there. It is Tuesday. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's January the 21st. Temperatures are so cold, Tom.
How cold are they?
They're just really, really cold.
Oh.
I don't have a good joke.
Oh, I was expecting a big punchline there.
Well,
anyway,
that's what happens with you, too. I always expect a big punchline. But
well, the last time I had my garbage cans frozen in my driveway, 5 of them.
Well, now it was garbage night last night in my neighborhood. We'll see how that goes.
I tell you, if you're working outside picking up garbage or any of those outdoor jobs, I do not envy you one iota. It is brutally cold outside.
We've got Kevin. He's joining us in downtown Toronto, and everybody is trying their best to stay warm. And Kevin, I gave you those little hot paws earlier. Are you using them today? Thanks, Kevin. Well, we do have a wind chill warning in place throughout the lower Great Lakes. Wind chill values feeling closer to the -20s to -30s. Bundle up. Here's Tom now with traffic. Staying cold for the remainder of the week. I wish I had better news, but it's still going to feel like the -20s for tomorrow and into Thursday. Sunshine, however, sticking around. By Friday, new system comes in, gives us some snow. Now, this is going to be more so Friday, later on in the day, and then through Saturday. 10 to 15 potentially in harder hit areas, but generally speaking, we're looking at 5 to 10, and temperatures are going to stay quite cold. Looking ahead to the weekend, what can we expect? I know it's only Tuesday, but still, we like to look forward to it, don't we? We've got some snow on the way. We'll talk about that coming up in your long-range forecast. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. We've been talking about the very cold air that's filtering in through southern Ontario. Arctic air, polar vortex, cold, freezing, all of those things are trending on Twitter right now. It has been a very cold morning with winds making it feel closer to the -30s. Yesterday, I wish we did, but we don't. We do have a wind chill warning in place. Yeah, it's cold. Feels like the -20s to the -30s when you factor that in. We've been talking about this Arctic air that's just been filtering throughout southern Ontario. And if you want to get away from the cold, where can you go? Can you go somewhere hot? Can you go somewhere sunny? Well, Kasia Badirka found out. Yeah, I'd like to go to any of those places. Wouldn't you? All right, okay, well, it's cold. It's really cold. The wind chill warning is probably going to stay in place for the next couple of days. We'll talk about your long range in a moment, but first, here's Tom with traffic.
Thanks.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It is the 21st of January. And Tom, it is not that cold. You need to stop pretending that you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
You're looking like the Tin Man.
I'm oil. I need oil.
Well, warm oil. It's warm oil. Now that's good.
Tom,
What?
it's a family program.
I know, but a nice massage would be lovely, wouldn't it?
It
Wow,
would.
that'd be cool.
All right, well, temperatures this morning are so cold. We're into the -20s when it comes to the wind chill. Kevin's been joining us downtown. He has been braving the elements. And not only Kevin, but he's been talking to people. They've actually been stopping. Now, Kevin, I'm kind of surprised because if it was me, I would just be set to my destination, not stopping to chat in this temperature.
On the Weather Network. Well, someone's got to pay for it.
Okay, I'm going then. I'm coming with. Wind chill warnings in place, feeling closer to the -20s to -30s. Winter comfort tips. Extreme cold we're talking about here. You're going to want to layer. Wear very versatile clothing, winter clothing, layer up, minimize all of your outdoor activities, as well as cover all exposed skin. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tommy as an update on your commute. Okay, it's cold. It's staying cold. At least it's sunny, right? There's that silver lining that everybody loves. We're looking at minus 14 tomorrow, minus 15 for Thursday, feeling like the minus 20s. By Friday, feeling like minus 20, but we do have a system on the way giving us some snowfall. We're looking at general amounts of about 5 to 10 centimeters as of now. Saturday, it warms up slightly to minus 5, and Sunday, we're looking at minus 7, light snow continuing. Looking ahead to the weekend, I know it's only Tuesday, but it's what we like to do here at the Weather Network, and it looks as though we might see a little bit of snow. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It's the 21st of January, and it is freezing outside. If you're just getting up and you're thinking, okay, what do I need to wear today? Think long johns, think sweaters, think toques, mittens, earmuffs, scarves, parkas, the whole bit. It's been cold throughout the GTA. We've gone in kind of a roller coaster of temperatures. Yesterday, today, temperatures are going to be into the minus teens, feeling like the minus 20s to minus 30s. And that is why we have wind chill warnings in place, fairly widespread throughout the area. Now, if you're thinking, okay, that's it, I'm done, I've had enough of winter, I'm over it, I would like to go somewhere warm and hot and sunny, Kasia Badurka found out where you could get the most bang for your buck. Yeah, I think I'd go to any of those places. I'll just pack my bags right now. Kevin Yard joins us downtown. He has been braving the elements all morning long. And Kevin, what are you doing to stay warm? Are you doing jumping jacks, push-ups? Are you doing some sprints up and down the street? And some of it could be intense. Hi there. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It is the 21st of January, and it is cold. It's really cold. Bundle up. We do have a wind chill warning in place. You don't want to be outside for extended periods of time today. It's feeling closer to the minus 20s to minus 30s when you factor in the wind. Kevin's been joining us downtown. He's been braving the elements, and he's actually getting people to stop and talk to him, and I think that's amazing. Let's check in with Kevin right now. Kevin, how is everybody enduring these cold temperatures? Hi there. Thanks for joining us this morning here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It is the 21st of January, and temperatures are freezing, so you need to dress like this guy.
27 layers. He's actually about 65 pounds under normal conditions. Right now he's about 185.
Yeah, it is really, really cold out. We are seeing wind chill values into the minus 20s, minus 30s. We have a wind chill warning in place. We'll show you that in a moment. Kevin is a brave man today, Tom.
Well,
he is.
I don't know about brave.
You'd rather trade places with him?
It's his job.
Would you trade places with him?
I would sit in the truck as long as he does.
Oh, Tom.
I'm giving away his secret.
That's not true, Kevin. You are a very brave man today for braving the elements.
I'm not saying brave.
Tom would never do what you do. Thanks, Kevin. And we do have a wind chill warning in place throughout the lower Great Lakes. Keep in mind that it only takes about 10 to 20 minutes for your skin to get frostbite today. Yeah, it's cold. Bundle up. Here's Tom now with traffic. No, we're calling it the cold range forecast from now on. We're looking at minus 14 for tomorrow, minus 15 for Thursday, still feeling like the minus 20s. We'll feel like minus 20 for Friday. And then we've got some snow on the way. This old-fashioned winter, it's not going anywhere fast. In Hamilton, it's going to be cold for the remainder of the week and into the weekend. We could see potentially about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow with this next system, and it's going to continue to be pretty frigid. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It is the 21st of January, and it is really, really cold. Cold enough that we do have wind chill warnings in place throughout southern Ontario. It's feeling closer to the minus 20s to minus 30s when you factor in the wind. How do you keep warm in these types of conditions? Well, we've got some winter comfort tips to share with you. How long you're outside. Just be very cautious in today's cold weather. Now, if you're tired of winter, if you're like, that's it, I'm over it, I'm done, I want to go somewhere hot and sunny, and you want to find out where you can get the most bang for your buck, well, Kasia Badurka found out. Thanks, Kasia. My bags are packed. I'm ready. All right, minus 14 tomorrow, feeling like minus 20. It is going to feel like minus 23 for Thursday by Friday. We've got some snow on the way and temperatures staying cold. We're looking at minus 20. It is going to warm up. I know I love how I say warm up and we still have that minus sign next to our temperature. It's going to be minus 5 for Saturday. Still feel like minus 13 when you factor in the wind. I wish I could say things are going to fare better for you in Hamilton. They're not. It's cold. We're staying into the minus 20 wind chill value for the next 3 days.
This one.
For the morning hours. Are we going to warm up? All of those answers coming up in your long-range forecast. We're going to be taking a look at the weekend as well. Do we have snow on the way? We could potentially see enough to make the roads pretty slick for any kind of winter activities this weekend. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. We've been talking about the extreme Arctic cold. We've been talking about the potential for snow on the way. And we've been talking about these wicked wind chills. We do have a wind chill warning in place throughout the lower Great Lakes, feeling closer to the minus 20s to minus 30s when you factor that in. So make sure you're bundled up. We've got Kevin Yard. He's in downtown Toronto. And Kevin, I've been noticing these people walking by. You've been asking them to talk to you and they just keep walking. Is it because they're so bundled up they can't hear you? Or is it because they do not want to stop in this cold?
Oh, bundle up today. Yeah, give a wave, everybody. Hello.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, it's really cold. We do have wind chill hazards. Anywhere between minus 10 to minus 27. That's a low risk for frostbite, but if you're standing outside for a long time, it is possible. Minus 27 to minus 39, that's kind of where we're standing with our wind chills in the morning. Frostbite in 10 to 30 minutes. So really, it's going to feel like minus 30. Really, really cold, and this cold air, it's not going anywhere fast. It is staying put throughout the lower Great Lakes for the next 3 days. And then we've got some snow expected over the weekend, about 5 to 10 centimeters, generally speaking, with cold temperatures continuing.
Go to the Weather Network.
Taking a look at what's trending on Twitter. Polar vortex wins again. Edward said, on days like this, I just want to spend all my time throwing boiling water into the air. Hashtag polar vortex 2.0. Patricia said, polar vortex has officially taken over my office window and is casting a silvery glow into my corner of the world. Hashtag polar vortex. Corinne said, oh, hi there, polar vortex. It's lovely to see you again. Hashtag kidding. And Suzanne said, the positive aspect of polar vortex, the water on your nightstand is cold.
Where's Kevin Yard?